very good morning to you. 13, I know, unlucky for some, but not for you guys. Pink Frog Crafts celebrating 13 years here with us at Hochanda. We're not here with us at Hochanda for 13 years, but 13 years in their own right. How amazing is that? We've got a free gift with purchase. Yes, some beautiful wedding ivory card, and that is going to everyone that makes a purchase in the show today. T's and C's on the website, and it's one per customer. Oh my goodness. Now, the one-day specials launched yesterday here on Hochanda, and it was exceptionally busy, absolutely flying out the door. We've got stamps and we've got cardstock, and we've also got a fabulous guest as well to talk us through it. We've got the lovely Hazel.
Good morning.
Happy birthday, I guess.
Yeah, it's not me, but yes, Gwen and Andrew will be happy.
I tell you what, shall we just take a moment this early in the morning, just have a quick chat about Pink Frog Crafts?
Okay, go on then. Where should we start?
13 years is an amazing time.
It is,
in this day and age for a business to keep going, keep building, getting bigger and getting better all the time.
Yeah, and changing, because going back, they started off with Britannia dyes, which was their own brand of dye. And then you might have seen them at shows all around the country, into cardstock, very well known for its cardstock. And now most recently, our stamps, our sundries. So you've got your miler and your stick it. No. Mask it. All the red liner tapes and our glues and our bottles, our fine applicator, the easy squeeze, you know, it's lovely.
Do you know what I love about that? It's a whole ecosystem, isn't it? If you're buying the right card, you want the right glue, the right tape.
Yeah.
If you're buying the right stamps, you want the right masking to go with that.
Correct.
The right foam pads in order to build up those cards, to bring them together. The right folds as well. And that's something, of course, that Pink Frog Crafts, that Hazel and that Andy and Gwen are well known for, the folds.
Yeah, because it's important to give that bit of inspiration to you all at home, so that when you get your kit home, you can easily score out the folds that we do here.
And it makes a difference to the cards that you make as well, especially when you can fold them flat, send them in the post, and somebody gets them home and they open them up and they look absolutely spectacular. We'll be taking you through all of those and giving you information where you can go to, and lots of demonstrations as well. But let's talk about the one-day special before we sell out, because we've been so busy for this, not just last night, but overnight as well. People continue to buy over in America and in Europe as well, and we are over 80% of the stock gone. There's an incredible price on here, Hazel. It really
amazing value.
Freedom members get an extra 10% on top of your £5.70 saving. So to become a Freedom member today is definitely worthwhile, because by being a Freedom member, you make that extra saving. So it's a why not deal. And then you could be a Freedom member for a whole month and not pay any postage and packaging. Let's start with the stamps themselves. Some beautiful sentiments, and we've also got some gorgeous flowers in there as well. Two of my favourite flowers.
Yeah, we thought it was important on here to give put their flowers separately. So you've got the greenery, the stems, and then you've got two different heads. So for the tulips, you've got two different heads and the stem, and then the same for the daffodil, two different heads. And then you've got the iris, you've got that little bit of green foliage that goes with the iris. You can use it on its own as well. And then that gorgeous script in the background that says iris, tulip, spring and daffodil, which just lends itself to all of these cards and projects that we've made. And then you can never have enough insects, so them butterflies just look beautiful.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
And I think that's really nice, the way that the butterflies are separate, and it gives you a chance to actually put them maybe on a separate card, or put them onto the card that you're making with those flowers. And then, of course, with that, you've got the opportunity of using it beyond cards. You can use them in journals, for example.
Absolutely, yeah, of course
you can use them on gift tags if you want to. And that's what's really nice about having those extra stamps, those worker stamps, as we call it. And then you've got your sentiments as well, which are absolutely beautiful and complete your cards, complete your gift tags. And also, it's just a really nice touch if you do want to put them into your journaling or your planners as well, Hazel.
There is a really nice mix on there. So you have got your sentiments on there, but you've also got your quotes and your little bits and pieces that you can chop into, which you'll see on some of the samples that we've done. Dawn's done a nice little book there, and she's really chopped into the sentiments there. But you've got a verse that can go inside your cards. You've got happy birthday, just for now they're all different sizes as well, which I think is quite good because that depends on what size card you're making.
It does.
Love that. Relaxed life is beautiful. I really like that one. Or there's always a reason to smile.
Oh, with love and best wishes, good things take time. Do you know what I like about this font as well? It's like a typewriter font.
It is a typewriter font, but it's got a little bit of, is grunge the right word? It's got texture in it.
Yes.
When you look at it stamped out and you get close, you can really see the little kind of bitty bits in it, and it's really lovely.
Yeah, it certainly is. Just like a typewriter, hitting the ribbon and hitting the paper. A beautiful book here that's been designed. Who's this been designed by?
Dawn McPhee.
That's it, Dawn McPhee. Dawn, this is beautiful. You've got the tulips on the front. Love tulips, I really do. Open that up and you can see how beautiful the butterflies are with that daffodil in the corner. But even if the daffodil wasn't there, the butterflies would make an impact, which is lovely. And then we can open this up. We've got the butterflies, the daffodils making that pattern in the background. So now we're making our own patterns on cardstock. Again, you've got the iris there with the butterfly and the tulip in the background as well. Open that up again. Isn't this absolutely fantastic? And then that folds open as well. So it is about the folds on your card, and we also have some cardstock available to you. And cardstock is really, really important, whether you're stamping or using your watercolour paints. And that's really, really important to get both in this particular deal. So we've got the super smooth and we've got the watercolour card as well. You get 50 sheets of the super smooth and you get 20 of the watercolour card as well. Let's start with the super smooth. Why is it so important to add this to the bundle?
Because it makes it a starter kit for somebody. If somebody's out there that's never tried our stamps or has never even tried stamping, this kit is perfect because you get your card blanks, you get some watercolour card that you can play with as well, depending on what techniques you're doing, and then you've got sentiment stamps and your spring set, so you're ready to go.
You certainly are. Now, I do need to tell you that you are limited stock now on the one-day special. Just a couple of samples here to give you that inspiration to make you check out your basket. I love this one. I love the way that they've been brought forward, and of course that's with the aid of some of the foam tape and pads that we've got on the show. And this is what the ecosystem is all about. So let me just pop that down there. Here's a lovely one as well in that, well, it's on black card, isn't it? With a white, probably
it's on
embossed.
It's on super smooth card.
Yep.
Which I've inked with colours, and then I've gone over with some black ink, and then we did that last night. We heat embossed in white, and then we used a white charcoal pencil to create that moon effect in the background and do some shading.
Isn't that amazing? And then there's that fold. This is what we're talking about to make your cards look different. Limited stock though on the one-day special, and remember you are also getting your free gift with every purchase, which is your wedding ivory card. $32.99, but Freedom members, you're making that extra saving, which of course is the best way to go. Freedom members, 888 your basket. That's all you need to do to become a Freedom member today, and then you'll be able to take advantage of that excellent deal and the discount. Now, you might not be checking out your basket because you might want to add some more stamps to your basket. Now, I've seen these before, Hazel.
Yes.
And we sold out, didn't we?
We did sell out.
My goodness.
Very quickly.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we sold out in record time, didn't we?
It was in minutes, I know, but I couldn't tell you how many.
But I love these, and I know you love these too, Hazel.
I do.
This is what's going to give people the opportunity to make those grungy style backgrounds or just add a bit of detail. I've got a board here with the stamps stamped out with a nice vintage look to them.
Yeah, so that's heat embossed in white on super smooth, and then I've just added some watercolour just to kind of highlight the areas, and it just looks amazing.
Is that like a wood knot?
I think it's I'm going to call it a slice of wood, but Adam thought it might be a fingerprint. With some messy paint on their finger, maybe.
My first thought was a fingerprint, but then I'm thinking a knot of wood.
Definitely a bit of a knot,
I just think that is amazing. You could turn that into all kinds of things with different patterns that you want to put in there. And it's all about using them, I guess, as a feature for your card, but also as a background as well. We've got a brick wall with a flower display, which just looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it?
You could put anything with that brick wall and it would just look amazing.
Yeah, you really, really could. I think the price on this is incredible yet again. £14.95. If you want to add this to your one-day special, if you've got that in your basket, then it's a good idea to do so because we are very, very busy. This one is going to be dispatched from the 22nd of March, because it did sell out last night. So if you are going for the one-day special and you're adding this to your basket, it might come in 2 different postages to you, but I'm not sure on that. Maybe we'll double check. 166955 is your item number. And remember, building up those layers in the text, in the sort of the textures in the background, is a beautiful way of using the stamps, because you can also use these with your embossing techniques as well.
Absolutely, yes, you can. And there's so many different things that you can do with them, and they will look different each time. If you just stamped it out in black, it would look totally different to using your watercolours.
Yes.
Or as opposed to VersaFine black ink to your Distress Oxide black ink. With the card that you've got in your hand there, that's done in the black soot, so that you can bleed that colour out and get some real nice effects.
Love that. And then you've got that sort of beautiful vintage walnut. One more sample to show you, then we'll move on, because I want to show you that knot, because doesn't that look absolutely fantastic when you're using it on repeat? £14.95, 166955. And if you are going for this stamp set, then you will be getting your free gift. It's 1 per customer, so if you are adding this to your basket, if you're going for the one-day special, then you are getting your free gift, and that is while stocks last. So if you do want to get a hold of your free gift, check out your baskets and make sure you get it. Right, let's talk about watercolouring, because this is really important to get the right tools for the trade, to get the right results, to give you the confidence.
Exactly, yes.
Oh, we're still sticking with the stamps. Oh, there's another set of stamps. We'll move away from... We're going to get onto the watercolours in a minute. I thought we'd skip this stamp set for any reason, but here we go. Let's not miss this one out. £14.95. You've got 12 stamps in this particular collection. My favourite being the ladybugs.
I do love the little family of ladybugs, yes. But this is such a popular set, and this is the first... It's only just come back into stock from when we bought it in, and it sold out. But amazing. Everybody really loved it, and I can see why. And it's the open spaces you've got on the flowers, the size of them, and again, you've got them beautiful sentiments that go with it. It just works. It's so easy to make cards with them.
Yeah,
it really
is. And I like the fact that on the stamps, if I just take that to the side, you've got that separate leaf.
Yes.
So you can now start to build up that foliage.
Tie in your other products like your masket and layer and get a real good composition.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, it's a good word for this time of the morning.
Surprised myself.
The ladybirds, we say ladybugs sometimes because we have people from America watching us, and they call ladybirds ladybugs.
Do they?
So we're just being multilingual. But what I really like about those, if you add some glossy accents,
they look amazing.
They would really stand out beautifully, wouldn't they?
Almost
really,
fly
really
off the page.
Yeah. Here's another example, which is nice because it's using the previous stamps as a background.
But look how
really
effective they look. Just it's like you've made your own backing paper, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, there's those stars. Hazel and I love stars, don't we?
We do, yes.
We do. Right, £14.95, 165554 is your item number. Right, now let's talk about watercolouring. This is a great little kit to get together because you're getting your different coloured cardstock and you're also getting your pencils as well. But there's something special about the pencils. You'll notice you've got the tips of all the different colours, but then you've got the white underneath. And why is that?
That's
Hazel?
a protective coating around the lead to help so that it doesn't shatter the lead all the way down. So it's a really good, when you sharpen them, they're brilliant. For the price that they are, it's amazing to get all of the cardstock as well. So you've got 5 spring colours. I've got little cut-offs here, look. But just to see them out there, you've got your 5 spring colours. You've also got your super smooth and your watercolour, so 5 of each. Again, I class that as a starter pack. So if it was me and I was new into the stamping, I'd be getting one of those and the one-day special, and you'd definitely be set then.
Yeah, you certainly would, because you're also getting your free gift as well. So you've got cardstock for all occasions. And we've got some lovely spring colours in there as well. Again, it's all about getting the right cardstock to stamp onto, to use your watercolours with. And this set also includes a little brush. So you've not only got the pencils in there, but you've also got your watercolour brush in there as well, which is just at the side. And with that, you can start blending your colours. You can use the pencils on their own if you want to. 487270. Brand new today. You get 35 sheets of that wonderful paper as well. £19.99, an excellent deal. Now, just before we get over to Hazel, let's just mention the amazing value you we've got, because of course, Pink Frog Crafts, we've got the wonderful cardstock here for you. This is super smooth. You get A5 and A6. It's only £16.98, saving £5. You're getting 160 of the A5 and 320 of the A6. I love that A6 size because it's a taster, but it can also produce some really nice artwork for you.
Exactly. You can make little memory books and pop them straight in if you're doing backgrounds. Every time I pick it up, but it is true, this is on my desk all the time and I just dib into it. It's handy because before I had this, I would cut into an A4 sheet and then I'd have a box of different offcuts. What we try and do is make it so that it's less waste for everybody, so that they've always got the perfect size to grab hold of, and that's what this box is all about.
And it's a substantial amount of cardstock as well for £16.98. Absolute bargain. 698005 is your item number. Right, we're going to head over to our lovely Hazel. But if you've made anything with Pink Frog Crafts card, folds, or maybe stamps, then please send your pictures in, because we're celebrating everything Pink Frog Crafts and we'd love to see you make. So I'm sure Hazel would love to see what you guys have made.
I love seeing people's makes. It makes me all happy inside.
Oh, well, send them in, everyone. It's studio@hochanda.com. Right, Hazel, what we're looking at first?
OK, we're going to start off and I'm going to be using some of the pastel card alongside the one-day special. This time I'm using an 18 by 36 card. This is on the pole, and I'm just going to make myself a little trifold. So I'm going to score at 12 and 24. We're just going to pop that down. And then we'll just fold that. So that's going to be our card base. And I'm going to move it to one side now because we don't need it yet.
Where do we get all the information about folding, Hazel?
So whenever you buy one of our card packs, you'll always get an instruction sheet in there with it, with the folds on. So corresponding, so if you bought the 18 by 36s, you'd get the 18 by 36 instructions and so on. So I've gone into my pastel card and I've cut myself a layer, which is 15 by 9. And then I'm using some of the watercolour from the one-day special, and I've just cut that down 8.5 by 14.5. Oh. So that's just a nice little matten layer. Now what I'm going to do first is go into my sentiments, and I'm going to pick the Just For You, and I'm going to take my watercolour and I'm just going to pop that in the middle. I'm going to put my card on 12.5 centimetres. The only reason I know it's there is because I've done it and prepped it on the other two panels, so I know exactly where it needs to be. She says, I'm going to check. That's got to go up on there. And I'm also going to just bring this in just to make sure, because I don't want to do it wrong and then it won't match. So I'm just going to put that on top. I don't know why I've put that then. You see, you know when you write your instructions and you think, oh, do you know what? I know why, because I'm putting it at 11.5. Ah. Trust yourself, Hazel. Right, 12.5, then put your stamp, and I'm lining it up on the 14 line. I know it sounds a bit mathematical, but there is a method in me madness. This is what I'm going for, but we're going to be doing it in a yellow to match the yellow cardstock.
Oh, lovely.
So we'll pick that up. Ink that, just pop that over, and then we're going to move it up 2 centimetres. So that is 10.5. Just check, yeah.
And it does make a difference, doesn't it, the cardstock you're using?
It does, yeah.
And you'll notice that throughout the demonstrations. But also, we've got Pearlywinks up later on. What time are you on, Simon? 9 o'clock. And guess what they are using with their products? Yes, Pink Frog Crafts cardstock.
Fabulous.
There you go. There you go.
So
and that's not just because he's bought his own stock in of it. I know.
Each time I'm moving this up by 2 centimetres, and I'm just using my grid. So a really simple step. Pop that on. And the last one, which will be 0.5 centimetre.
And do you think Andy and Gwen are watching this morning, Hazel?
I think Andy might be watching, but I think Gwen might still be having a snooze.
Oh.
Maybe.
He should be making Gwen breakfast. Andrew, if you're watching, we know you are. Go and make Gwen some breakfast. Go on, make yourself useful. Make her some breakfast. Make her a card.
You're making me feel hungry.
Oh, yeah. And while you're at it, Andy, make us some breakfast and just drive it over in a safe, COVID-reliant manner. Socially distanced way, yes.
Okay, I'm just going to mat and layer this onto the yellow now. I'm sorry if that's not standing out because it's quite a light colour, but when I bring the other ones in, look, I've got a pink and a blue, so we'll just layer those up, look.
Oh,
it's
that's
just
lovely.
a lovely way to see the sentiments and a different way to use them. Don't be afraid to use them as your whole background on your card. So just layer those up.
Well, do you know what? It's a good idea actually, because I know you've got just for you, just for you, just for you, but it starts to make a pattern, and even if you were to put an aperture in the middle of that, it would still make sense.
Yeah, but every single one is dead in line because we've lined it up.
Yes.
On our platform. So we've got our 3 panels. So now we need to work on some flowers. And this is where I got excited because I loved popping the stamps onto here and watercolouring on top. So I've bought a few of the colours in and I have prepped them, but I do want to show you exactly how I've achieved it.
Okay.
So we will start off with some of the foliage. I say foliage, it's not. The stalky things.
The stem.
Yes. And I'm just going to ink up. Now, you don't have to ink them up in black, but I am going to show you. What did I do? Yeah, I did. Let's just move those out of the way. So onto the green. I'm going to do the tulips there. And then while we're here, I'm going to do a daffodil.
There's some lovely detail in that stem and the leaves, isn't there?
Yeah. And
Kind of
once
gives you a
you
way of
start
shading.
adding the pencils on, we'll pop a bit of daffodil on. And maybe a bit of tulip, and then we'll move on to what I've prepped.
I think do I call them tulips or tulips? I think I call them tulips. Yeah, tulips. Tulips. It's not tulips. Tulips.
No, these are tulips.
Yeah, well.
Right, we'll start off with the tulip then. I'm going to grab myself one of the pinks from the set. There's a couple to choose from. I'm going to go with the more of a hot pink. I'm just going to test it. It's a bit red actually.
It's like tuna. Tuna. Tuna.
I'm a tuna.
Do you say tuna?
Tuna,
I
yeah.
say tuna, not tuna. Tuna? No, I say tuna. Tuna,
Okay.
tulips.
I'm just going to add a few flicks of the pencil on top where the darker areas will be.
Now, Hazel,
Yeah,
I'm going to ask a question,
go on then.
because I like to know. Does it matter whether the pencil has a sharp tip or not when you're doing something like
Not
this?
at all.
No?
Obviously, this is a new set, so they're quite nice and sharp, but this other set that I've got in here, they went blunt. I just sharpened them. The sharper they are, the finer detail you're going to get when you're adding your colour.
Yes.
But you don't have to be careful, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Let's
it
make
does.
sure we've got all of that. That's right. So now I'm just going to start at the top of that colour and blend it and pull it up. But then I'm going to take it off and then just add. Do you see? So I just want to pull a bit of that colour up.
Say that again, Hazel. I am listening to you.
No, you're not.
No, I am. They're just chuntering away in
That's
my
fine.
ear about
I
primary
just say-
school and pens, and I was trying to work a way of asking you the question
Okay.
about using pencils and pens, and then I thought, no, I don't know how to get that into it.
Okay, right. So all I'm doing is working the top of the colour and pulling the pigment up, just so it highlights, because I want to still be able
Yeah.
to see the pink card. So that would be my tulip, and it just gives it, if I just...
Just makes it stand out.
It does.
So here's another question, because I'm always intrigued
fine,
when I
yeah.
see you do watercolouring. 'Cause you're so good at it. You're so good at it. So you're using a brush there that has a water reservoir in it.
And that is just because, yeah, you get a brush. Let me
Yeah.
show you. I'm such a messy person. I would have the water everywhere.
Yeah.
If I was sat at home, I might, have my... But you get a lovely brush there. This one here has just got water in there. And it's just for speed. If you're
Yeah.
crafting on the go, the water's in there, you haven't got to have an extra pot.
Do you squeeze the water
No.
at all? So it just goes naturally into the
Naturally
brush?
flows, and you'll notice I keep taking the colour off on my hand.
Yes.
And that is because I don't want it too wet on there.
See, it's interesting, isn't it, all these techniques? And
Yeah.
again, it's about confidence and
Absolutely.
getting it right.
Right, let's have a look on this one. So I'm just going to add a little bit of dark, and then up that middle, a bit around there. Now, I love this leaf because it's kind of twisted.
Yeah.
So you'd get a darker bit all the way up that line, and then we'll have a bit of the lighter green just in a few places, maybe a little bit of dark there. And then using our brush again, I'll start on the lighter again, just pull a bit up. Let's see, that was a little drip of water there.
Do you know what? That colour really blends well, doesn't it, from the pencil?
It does. And it, like, even, I've got a little drip of water there. Yeah, even on this cardstock, it just works beautifully.
Look at that.
And then this dark one, just flash that up down the side, take off the colour, and then come in for that light. But you can see, I haven't spent a lot of time, but how effective it is.
Yeah.
We'll do the daffodil, and then we will pull in our other bits. So I've got a yellow, maybe an orange. Because the card's yellow, I just need a little bit of shading. So I'm going to do those three there as leaves. So just add a little bit of colour in. I love doing the little bit in the trumpet.
Do you?
I don't know why. I just get satisfaction from it.
And at this time in the morning.
Yeah. Right, so I'll do the green. Do you know what? Since we started talking about this and not squeezing, I'm leaking.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Let's take that water out. So just dry it out because you want it just... That's better. Okay, right, get rid of the green. So for the orange again, just work on the outside and just pull it up, take the colour off, and then you can just move it around a little bit more.
You're very delicate in how you do it. Do you think that's the key, Hazel?
Do you know what? I never say that I'm a colourist. I just feel like if it looks nice to me, then I've done it. Then I'm happy. And
well, you are a colourist,
I
Hazel.
don't feel like I am. I feel like I just chuck the colour on, really.
No, I think you're absolutely fantastic. And every time I see you do it, I think, oh, I'm going to have a go with that.
Okay, that's good then, because it makes you feel like get excited. So there's three of them. Let's bring in. Oh, don't drop it.
Look how well those colours have gone on that cardstock. You've got the pink on the pink, but it now looks 3D. You've got the green, which is on the, is it, that's on the mid card? Yeah. Yep. And that now looks 3D. And then you've put yellow on yellow. And one would think, no, you can't use those colours on the same cardstock. But you can, and don't they look effective?
Look at the iris there. So
Oh,
that I have added green and yellow on top of the blue card.
Yeah.
But look how well it's taken. That's the only one I didn't stamp and do, but yeah. So let's start and layer this up. We've got, we'll go daffodil. Should we go that way round? I'd just like to have a little look first to see how it's going to look.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've cut myself two of the greenery and the two tulips so that you could see everything really that was on. The only thing I haven't done yet is a butterfly.
I wonder which flower comes first. Is it the daffodil, the tulip or the iris?
I think it's that order.
Come February, March. Tulips are more sort of like March and April. Yeah, good order.
Well, that was just potluck then, wasn't it? Right. Now we can do two things here. If we want a bit of dimension, we can... Let's do it. Instead of just gluing that flat...
Are you going to use some of the foam?
I'm going to use the foam pads because for speed, when you're matting and layering, they've got that easy lift.
Now, we do have, oh my goodness, we've got an incredible deal on the foam collection for you. It's just down the end of the counter. It's absolutely phenomenal, the price. It really is. £24.99. You are getting, get this, 1,500 foam pads and 25 metres of foam on a roll. That is incredible. And you are getting, oh my goodness, your foam sheets as well. So who knows how many foam pads you can get out of that, depending on how you cut them. That is a phenomenal deal. It really, really is. And it's only £24.99. And this is how you can make a difference by using those foam pads to your artwork. It does, it elevates your project.
It does, yeah.
Takes you to a whole new level.
in more ways than one.
It does.
So I'm just eyeballing these. Eyeballing? Yeah. Just trying to get them level, and we'll do that last. Put them
I know this
safe.
is random, but I wonder if you put foam pads in your shoes, they might feel a bit more comfortable.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they would, because it's the same. It's like the spongy foam, isn't it? Like you get on your insoles. So, but without the stick. Right, last ones. I'm just using 5 on each, and I just chop mine down from the roll so I don't have to carry the whole roll round with me. And then they just...
If you had some of the Pink Frog Crafts black cardstock, I think that would really make those pop as well, wouldn't it?
Yes, I kept it quite pastely because it's not very often I do like pretty, but I just love them. So all I've done here, stamped down, coloured with the pencils, and I've fussy cut them out. It's not hard to cut them out because they're nice, simple, straight lines. So I'm just going to use my finger and thumb just to shape that a little bit, and I'm just going to add a little bit of...
Now, what glue are you using there?
I am using our Pink Frog glue, but I know we haven't got any, but it will hopefully be back in by the end of March. At the worst case scenario, first week in April, but we're hoping and praying. Okay. And that's the same for the glue bottles.
Yes, we do have some of the cloud glue on the show.
Oh yes, and you can use that as well to raise your flowers. Some people prefer to use foam pads, some people prefer to use the gel, so we've got both covered for you.
If you want it, we've got some silicone 3D gel, and we have got some applicators as well for you and your precision tips. £12.98, it's a great price, it really is, and Hazel recommends it. 158444 is your item number, so you get 2 of the Clow 3D glue gel kits, and you get your syringe key and your precision nozzle as well. Again, it's all about having the right tools for the tray, and this show definitely we certainly have, and it's all about that ecosystem, so that when you reach out for the card, you've got the right cardstock. When you reach out for your stamps, you've got those beautiful stamps, and when you need the glue, you've got that as well. 158444 is your item number. Back to Hazel.
So I'm just using my gel now just to attach the daffodil heads on there. So that's my first panel. And then for my tulips, I'm going to do the same thing, give myself some shape on my leaves, sort of like pinch them and get them looking a little bit. So again, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue on the bottom of the stems. I like them to be quite free. Yeah. And I'm going to get one going higher and one lower. So we'll have that one there. And then that one there.
Aren't they lovely images, Hazel?
They're stunning.
Aren't they? They really are. The price is incredible for your one-day special.
I know.
It really, really is, along with that cardstock as well. And daffodils, tulips and irises, they're flowers that you can use all year round.
Of course they are.
Not just for the springtime. Yeah. But they're beautiful images. Everybody loves daffodils. Everybody loves tulips. I'm sure they do. And iris as well. Such a beautiful flower. And it'd be lovely to see these in a full bouquet as well. How lovely would that be? Well,
I know there were some pictures last night, but there's some daffodil. Can I bring this in? I'm going to.
Yes.
I'm going to do it this way round. This one here that Cheryl's made, she's made a lovely little pot there and put the daffodils in. But this is, funnily enough, the same size card as I'm making now.
Is it really?
Yeah. So it's on an 18 by 36, a trifold, but she's used the mylar in the background to create her own background. She's got this beautiful sentiments on there, and then the daffodils are going like that, and it's the wrong side.
Isn't that lovely?
Side. Yeah,
that is
but
lovely.
really, really effective.
Yeah, it certainly is. And this is something you're going to enjoy doing as well, because you'll feel like you're a florist. And how wonderful is that, being able to make and create your flowers? And you can change the colours of the daffodils as well. You can have that trumpet as a white trumpet.
Yes, there's white and orange ones as well, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right.
But there's no rules. We make our own rules in craft, you know. You can, if you like multicolours, then do them multicoloured. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to pop this one down.
That'd be nice, actually, doing them the colours of the rainbow, sort of striped.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I'm going to tuck that behind a little bit. And then the little leaves here, I'm just going to start and again, I think I'm actually, get off. I'm going to just use glue and I'm going to go from the bottom.
Yep.
because all the others are from the bottom. I noticed that as I stuck them down and thought, have I stuck them too high? But we'll just pop those 3 on there. And that is going to give us, just lift that up and turn that round. I didn't fold it the right way, did I? Let's just...
Isn't that lovely?
There we go.
Now that's something that you can send to somebody in the post, but it's also something you'd have out. You would take it beyond the celebration that you're sending it for.
Well, because it's just got you know, you can have that up in your house all year round, really.
Really like that. It would also be nice on a wall as well to emulate sort of tiles. It's absolutely beautiful. And how easy was that to put together? Again, the right tools, the right stamps, the right papers, the right paints. Right, let's have a look at your one-day special. We are limited stock. Limited stock. You've got your sentiments in there, which have got that lovely typewriter-esque style to them. They've got a really nice texture as well. You know, like when the typewriter used to hit the ribbon, the letters used to hit the ribbon, and sometimes it'd get it spot on, and sometimes you'd have a bit of the letter missing. That's exactly what you're getting with this, that beautiful texture. It's absolutely fantastic. You've also got your flower stamps as well alongside your cardstock, your super smooth and your watercolour cardstock. £32.99. But of course you are getting your free gift with every purchase while stocks last. So while stocks last on the one-day special and on your free gift as well. Limited stock. Freedom members have been taking advantage of your extra 10% discount, and then it makes it even cheaper for you. Even cheaper, even better price for you. If you want to become a Freedom member, it's just 888 in your basket, and then you can start taking advantage of all the extra discounts as a Freedom member. Why don't you do that today? 878-856 is your item number. Check out the website, because that's where you can see everything available for you. There's going to be lots that we're not going to get a chance to get to. We do have another show at 12 and 4 o'clock today, but also go and have a look at the 5-star reviews upon 5-star reviews upon 5-star reviews. Incredible. You'll notice a lot of our guests here at Hochanda use Pink Frog Crafts cardstock in their demonstrations, and you'll see from that just how beautifully they work with all kinds of inks, watercolours, alcohol markers, stamping. So get the right card, get it today and get it at a great price. We've also got some removable Scotch tape, that's really handy. We've got some gesso available to you, squeezable gesso, which of course makes it easier to use. And we've got 5-star reviews on your red liner tape as well, which is also of paramount importance when you're making and creating any construction, like boxes and bags and things like that. And if you want to get any of those instructions, then of course you get that with your cardstock, but Hazel will be telling us all different places you can go to get help and advice. Right, so we've got some Mylar for you. Now, if you've never used Mylar before and you're thinking, well, what's it used for? You've got your 12 by 12 sheets here, and you can use this to create and make your own stencil. So you get 6 sheets, it's 350 micron. And that's really important because when you're using your texture paste, you need it to be sturdy. This is just an example of what you can use it for. If you've got die cutting machines that will go through 350 micron, you can start building and creating your own stencils, or use a craft knife, for example. But it's also really important because you can actually emboss with these as well. With the right plates, experiment with your die cutting machines, send your Mylar through after you've cut it, and you'll emboss onto your paper and cardstock. So £11.99 for 6 sheets. 394204 is your item number. That's a great price. It really, really is. So if you've got a favourite image, maybe you've got one of the electronic cutting devices, Silhouette or your Cricut, you could start to create your own stencils. Who knows? Sell them as well. Give it a go. £11.99. 394204 is your item number. Now, we've got some masks for you as well, or maskets, and this is perfect. You know, when you want to build up your layers of your stamp, so maybe you've got a tree in a house and a stamp of a car, for example. You want the tree behind the house, you want the car in front of the house, but you don't want to stamp them all on top of each other because then you've got a lot of lines that you've got to try and erase out. You don't want to do that. So you mask your layers up. So you'll stamp your house, then you'll stamp your tree, then you will stamp your house, get a piece of this, cut that out and then place that on top of the tree and then stamp your house. Oh no, you'd cut out your tree, wouldn't you? Yes, and then you'd stamp your house on top. So it's starting to build those layers up. Now with this you get 10 A4 masket sheets, £9.99, really easy to use. And if I just take this and get my nail behind there, you see they just simply pull back like so. Now Hazel, when we're using the masket, they've got a nice little tacky side to them so that adheres to the cardstock.
It does, yes.
Would we put them back and store them on this carrier sheet?
I store them in my stamp storage I've got acetate on my stamp storage, and it just keeps them exactly where I want them with the stamps.
Excellent.
But when you're stamping and making them, keep the two sheets bonded together.
Yes.
Stamp on the front and cut them out together and then peel the backing off.
Brilliant.
Use it, and then if you want to reuse it, you'll stick it on a piece of acetate with your stamps.
Perfect. There's a lot there as well. You're getting 10 sheets, and remember, if you're going for that, you are getting your free gift. I'm just going to go down and get the free gift. There you go. So you are getting your free gift, which is your wedding ivory card. You don't have to use it for a wedding. You could use it for any kind of occasion. So there you go. So you're getting that free gift. It's one per customer with a purchase. Now we have got some foam pads for you. Oh my goodness. It's like I'm steering a ship, isn't it? Out ahoy, steering a ship. This is an incredible deal, Let me just take this and show you the size of those foam pads. Now, these are the ones that Hazel was just using in that particular demo. 1,500 foam pads. Oh my goodness, we're not stopping there. That's just on one foam roll. So let's just gather that back. And then you've got your foam roll here. If I take this and show you the size, this is one that you can cut. And what's great about this, if you are making any designs where you need a length of foam rather than foam pads, you can cut that to whatever length you want, maybe for raising up your mat and layers. And then on top of that, you've also got your foam sheets as well. You've got 4 of those, and you can cut those whatever size you like. 325813 is your item number, £24.99, saving £5.50. This is an incredible deal, isn't it, Hazel?
It's amazing. And the 2mm A4 sheets, you can die cut those. I've die cut them mat and lay, you know, like you're matting and layering circles. Yes. If you're going to do a shaker card and you want it to be really easy, use that to die cut. And also on a card we made last night, we stuck some a sheet of card to it, stamped on it and cut it out, so the whole of the design had got the foam to give you the dimension when you lift it up. Wow. Which works really well. I
still can't get over just on one roll.
I know.
1,500 foam pads. That's going to last you quite some time.
You can pay it, I mean, they're all sorts of prices, but I've seen those rolls for £25.
Yeah, and
that whole deal is that. So it's like you're getting the big roll and the sheets. It's
an incredible deal. £24.99. Pop it into your baskets before it goes. 325813 is your item number. Right, let's head back over to Hazel. What we're looking at now, Hazel?
Okay, so I'm going to do something slightly different this time, and I'm going to use the tulips. So on all of the other demonstrations, I've pretty much stamped and cut out. This time I'm going to do it on a flat card, and I'm going to show you how to build this up.
Oh, that's
And I'm
nice.
going to use charcoal pencils this time because I really like the drama.
Yeah.
It's really
I love that.
deep and the drama. So I'm going to get them out, and I've got my finger stuck. And maybe I've got a light and a medium, something like that, and then we'll have a little stub. That's all we'll need from there. So to start off with, I'm going to take my tulip head and the stem. Now, when you're doing a card like this, you need to stamp the foreground first. So I'm going to stamp down the head, and then I'm going to mask it out using the masket before I put the body. Because if I put that down, then I've got those 2 bits, and I could only then join that on the very top. And it's quite a tall one, but I want to bring it down so it's a shorter one. So that's where your masket comes into its own.
Yes.
So let's just look. Say I'm going to have that there. I'm just going to guess. I'm just guessing. Right. So we're going to stamp that down first. She says, I better not guess. Right. That tulip head there. Okay. Then I've got a mask already cut and it's sat on my acetate.
And this is using the masket that we've got available for you. So you'll see just how beneficial it is to have these in your crafty stash.
So I'm going to
And they're reusable, aren't they, Hazel?
They are reusable. Yeah. Obviously, the more that you touch and put your fingers on them, the more you're going to lose your stick on them. So then I'm going to add on there. So then I've got a mask cut for that one. Oh, attached to me daffodil. So I'm just going to place that one over, get it in the right place. That's it. And now we can go for another head.
I was just thinking that looks really cool like that. It almost looks like newspaper, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Mm. I'm going to kind of come in at a different angle. So I'm going to go about there. In my head, I think that's about right.
Whenever we used to go on holiday to Skeggy when I was a kid, we used to drive through, I think it was the other side of Melton, Syston, and they've got all of the areas where they grow tulips.
Oh, right.
And always remember, because just fields and fields of colour. Just look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Still do, still there.
Now,
So
I'm going to try and, no, I don't think I'll be able to. I'm going to nick this one because I haven't got two cut out. I have on my daffodils. So I'm just going to pop that over there. And then I'm going to place this one on. Right, okay. I'm going to show you something now.
Ooh.
If we're going to do a job, we're going to do it properly.
Are you going to mirror?
No, I'm going to make you a mask to go on top of there. I'm thinking, no. Right, so this is my masket.
Yep.
It's got the two layers, so I've kept it together. I've stamped my tulip on, and then I'm just going to whiz round there because thankfully I picked the easiest shape to do. Just going to whiz round. Now you will want to get into those little nooks there, and I don't usually cut out with big scissors. I've got little tweezery scissors, but they're in a little zip pocket somewhere. So I just thought it'd be really nice and quick if I use these. There we go.
I see what you mean. It makes it a lot easier to cut with that backing on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Keeps
so
it
then
steady.
That will come away. There we go. Right, we'll stick that one in there. Now everything's protected and I haven't got to worry about where I'm placing things. That's going to go at an angle, I think, just like that. Okay. So before I take the backing off of there, I'm just going to grab, let's put a little bit of text in. That is going to be on our very poppy set, I think.
Did you make that stamp?
I did, and I had them all in one, and I've had to destroy it and make the into two because we're getting so many stamps now. I've got 6 in each one, and it's just our A4 super smooth.
Yeah.
I will get a front on it like this one.
Yeah.
You score it at 14.5 centimetres from each end, which gives you that 7mm spine.
That is really
and
clever.
it just covers the depth. So yeah, really, really handy. Right. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. I'm going to do some moon. So I'm going to have, this is from my miler, and I've cut 4 circles with my die cutting machine.
Yeah.
So you can cut simple shapes on your miler. If you're going to use your electronic machines, you might need one of those deep edge needles. I don't own one, so I couldn't really...
deep edge needles, what's that?
You know, like your cricut or your silhouette or you know, they've got like a deep edge needle, haven't they?
Got you. So if you're using, like your cricket and silhouette and stuff.
Yeah.
Can you use them in a regular die cutting machine with regular dies?
Absolutely, but that's why I say just use simple designs, so circles and what have you.
And of course your pressure will depend on the die cutting machine you've got, and you'll know your own sandwiches.
You will indeed. I'm just going to grab, oh, I didn't bring it. Oh, I knew I'd do that.
What do you need?
I was looking for my Versaclair, but I haven't got it, so we're going with the Versafine. Okay. I just like the blend from the Versaclair better. So I'm just gently going around to create a halo.
Oh, wow.
around there. And then I'm going to stamp a little bit of script on. I'll just finish around that side there. I'm not going to cover all of it, but majority.
You know, one would normally think, oh, grayscale with flowers and things like that. But it's so effective, especially when you see the white of the card pop through.
Yeah. So let's just get the rest of that down. Right, there we go. So now we can print our little bit of sketch. So realistically, again, this is where I would use my masket, but I haven't got one cut, I don't think. Let's just have a look in my box, because I do chuck everything in here. I might surprise myself. If I do, I'll get excited. You see, I've got that bit. I want the middle bit. See, look, you just chuck them all in. And, of course, I made the box from our cardstock, 20 by 40.
I love the way you make all your storage. Is it not in the bottom lot with the stars and things?
No. It's fine. We'll get by.
Okay.
It's no biggie. That will be, because I can't get it back in. Right, so I'm just going to hold that in place. I just didn't really want the script going on. So I'll just make sure I bring it down the side a bit. It's fine. We'll just get a little bit in. That'll do us. Okay. So now, the pencils. And we'll do our reveal off. I'll stick that on my glass mat because it will stick to there and it won't damage it until I can put it back in my storage. And I'll try not to pick any of that ink up. So, which one have I got? Light, that's fine. When I did the pencil technique on here, I really fell in love with it, but it left me wanting more, a little bit, you know? Yeah. So I got to play in, and I'm just going to add, just by adding that dark, it just really, I don't know, it just changes it.
Yeah, it does. It really makes the elements pop, doesn't it? I love.
How are we doing on time?
Oh, time-wise, how are we doing on time? Let's have a look. It's 8:51, so... we've got 3 minutes.
Right, no pressure. Let's just add a little bit. I'll try and get one of the tulips done. So it's just a little line of pencil, a bit like what we did with the watercolour. And then in the same way, but this is a lot easier. I don't know why I went like that. I thought it was a paintbrush. So just start and blend that up, but keep some white. That's it. I am actually taking a little bit of the charcoal off on my hand. And then pull that one up. And then, if you look at it, you see I'm blowing on it to get rid of the dust as opposed to wiping it. Because it's charcoal, you'll probably need to just give it a little spritz with, I use hairspray. I'm sure there's a proper product that you can use.
What, to seal it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, it's a good idea. Sometimes in TV they use hairspray on fruit and things to give them a gloss and a shine when they take pictures of them.
Well, I was just going to say, let's hope I don't pick one of them up. You haven't got a bowl of fruit around here, have you?
No, not here, on TV.
So, I don't know if you can see that there. Now, this time, what I would do, I'm not going to put wishing you well on there. I want to put something a bit more uplifting.
Okay. We've got 2 minutes left on this show. Hazel will be back at 12 o'clock today and at 4 o'clock. Will the stock, though? We're not sure. Remember, you can get your free gift with every purchase. So if you're going for your one-day special, you've got that lovely wedding ivory card for you to use. And this is going to be your free gift with anything that you're buying on the show. It's one per customer, though. Your one-day special, limited stock, £32.99. It was a huge stock to celebrate the 13th birthday of Pink Frog Crafts. How amazing that Freedom members get that extra £9 off. As a Freedom member, you always save that extra 10% on certain items that we've got for you whenever you see that blue banner. So if you're not a Freedom member, £32.99, you're saving £5.70. If you are a Freedom member, you save an extra 10% on top of that £5. £29.70, taking it down to £29.96. That's including your postage and packaging. It's an amazing deal. We've had some wonderful demonstrations, and we'll have more demonstrations in the 12 o'clock show. That is looking marvellous, Hazel.
And that's it, you just build it together.
Isn't that lovely? So that was using the charcoal pencils, the super smooth card.
Yes.
Also using the stamps that we've got available for you on the show. The masket, that's available for you. The mylar, that's available for you as well. Make your choices, but do check out your baskets. Do not miss out. Hazel, we'll see you again at 12.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. We're going to get a cup of tea now, I think. Yeah, a cup of tea. And we'll go and have a look at that machine that gives you food when you put money in.
Ooh.
We'll have a look at that as well. Right, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We are coming back after the break.